Hey guys, welcome back here to the Fishing Teacher, and appreciate you guys swinging by the channel to spend some of your day with me. And today, guys, I'm going to talk about what is the most overlooked yet obvious fishing place in any lake that you go across the country. I've caught tons of fish off of this structure. I never see anybody fishing them, so I'm going to give you guys a clue on what that is, or not a clue. I'm going to tell you what it is, and then I'm going to give you guys some good tips and advice on the techniques to use to catch fish off them. So we'll get into that today. One of the lures we will be talking about today that I want to clue you guys in on right off the bat, guys, before we get started, is this Megabass Sonicside flat-sided crankbait. Guys, this is an excellent bait this time of year. January, February, and March are three of the best times of year to fish a flat-sided crankbait. And this Megabass Sonicside looks just like a big fat threadfin shad. It's got a tight wobble to it, runs about 5 or 6 foot deep on 10-pound line. Catch a ton of fish on it during the cold weather months up until when that water gets in the upper 50s. So I'll have the Sonicside link in my description of this video if you guys would like to pick one up after the video here. Okay, what it is, any guess what it is? You know what it is? Boat ramps. We've talked about them before a little bit, but I want to give you guys sort of a detailed tutorial on fishing boat ramps in today's video, since this is the best time of year to fish it. Now, boat ramps are probably the most overlooked yet obvious spot in bass fishing. Any lake that has boat ramps on it. You know, some lakes have more than others. Some lakes like for example, Lake Norman in North Carolina. I've had great days fishing boat ramps there. There's a lot of boat ramps on the lake. A lot of the lakes that you fish that have a lot of residential development will have a lot of private ramps on it, but you can still have ramps on, big public ramps too, even if there's not a lot of development. Both of them work. And I'm going to sort of explain to you guys what the best ones are, because they're not all created equal. Okay, first of all, when do they work? Boat ramps will work 12 months out of the year, but the best time to fish a boat ramp, guys, is in January, February, or March. Boat ramps, to me, catch the biggest fish that get on them, and the most fish that get on them is when those water temperatures are in the 40s and 50s around the boat ramps. Now, there's a couple different reasons for this, because a lot of times, depending upon how the boat ramp is positioned, it may be like the only hard structure anywhere around the area. Say, for example, if you've got a bank that's just a regular, bank that's got mud and siltation and sandy bottoms, a lot of times a boat ramp with, riprap that's associated with it and the concrete itself, it offers hard structure to the bass, which warms up quicker in that cold water. And that's what gravitates those bass to those boat ramps, is the ramp itself, guys, holds a lot of heat, especially on sunny days. It brings those fish in there. And there's other reasons too, because here's a couple different reasons why ramps are really good. First of all, it's a hard rock structure, and bass love hard rock structures in cold water. Second is, most of the time when you got a boat ramp, you've got a pretty decent slope on it so you can float it off. And at the end of the ramp, where they pour the concrete and the ramp stops, a lot of times there's a hole there at the end of that ramp, because let's say, for example, you back your trailer down and you're putting your boat on the trailer and you goose it, and you got all that prop, power coming out behind it. That prop wash, when somebody gooses their motor, like on a 200 horsepower motor or even less, it washes that rock and that gravel and that sediment out at the base of that ramp, and it creates this hole. So a lot of times you'll have a 3 or 4 foot hole off the end of this ramp, which is a great structure for the fish to hang around on. And also with that is, on a concrete boat ramp, down the both sides of the ramp, they usually line it with rock, with riprap to prevent erosion. And then you've also, a lot of times, you've got riprap adjacent to the ramp. So you got this riprap rock, you got the ramp, you got some deeper water. It's just a perfect habitat for cold water bass. They love to be on it. Okay, let's talk about the techniques that you want to use on it. This is my favorite right here, guys. This Megabass Sonicside. I have caught a ton of bass on a boat ramp with the Megabass Sonicside. Just basically fishing it all over the ramp. I'll throw it right on top of the ramp. I'll throw it down the sides. Just saturate the whole area around the ramp with the Sonicside there. Another bait that works really good on it is a small jerk bait, like that Megabass X80 or Megabass Vision 110 plus 1 Junior. A jerk bait is really, really good on a boat ramp in the colder weather months. Other small crankbaits too are good. Something like maybe a wigglewort or a little shad wrap can be good. But I do a lot better on ramps on moving baits. It's like I've tried fishing them like with shaky heads and jigs and worms. And the times that I can catch them on shaky heads, worms, and jigs on a boat ramp is usually at nighttime. For some reason, the boat ramps are also excellent at nighttime, especially in the summertime. But during the wintertime, I don't catch that much on it. You know, it's mainly the flat slide crankbait like this and the jerk bait are my two powerhouses. But you probably have to just experiment with that. Another thing with ramps is water visibility is key on it too. I like a little bit of stained water on my ramps, and I don't like it dirty, but I have found that when you have water visibility between like, you know, say 1.5 to 3 feet is about perfect for it. Ideal in a perfect situation, about 2 or 2.5 foot of visibility is perfect on a ramp because it just, I don't know what it is. There's a combination of the water clarity and the structure. I've caught probably more bass in those type of situations than I have anywhere. They work in any condition. Guys, I've caught them on rain on them. I've caught them on sun. You know, they work all the time. Bass live there all the time. And I just don't ever pass them up. They're sort of like riprap. You know, a lot of people don't fish riprap because a lot of people fish them. You know, these obvious structures like bridge piers, riprap, boat ramps, guys, they hold a ton of fish. You just have to figure out the technique to use on them. You know, the color and the technique. A lot of times it's a little timing matter. Sometimes it's best right off in the bat in the morning, sometimes up in the day. Really, really good. And like I said, my favorite time is this time of year, but you can catch them on it all year long. Boat ramps, there's not a time that they don't hold fish. And they're also, when the water warms up, like when the water gets over 65 or 70 degrees, throwing a topwater bait around a ramp is a good technique too, like a little buzz bait or a little chugger or something like that. But main thing, guys, is don't pass them up. Like if you see one, just take 5 minutes and fish the thing, because I can promise you. And another thing with ramps, guys, is if you catch one, you always usually catch 2 or 3. It's like there's never just like one fish living on them. And they usually hold quality fish. I have caught so many 2 to 4 pound bass off of ramps. I couldn't even put them in my boat. So anyway, guys, hope it helps out. And I guess one final thing I want to remind you of real quick here is see my boat, my Vexus 1980 aluminum. We're going to have this thing for sale coming up this spring. Anybody interested in purchasing my Vexus 1980s? Low hours. It's been garage kept, the whole thing. You guys will love this thing. Just contact Branson West Marine in Branson, Missouri. I'll put the link in the description, their website link in the description, and ask for Robbie or Jim to get you set up with a good deal on it. And also, whoever buys this boat, guys, I'll take you out in it personally myself on Table Rock Lake and show you guys how to run it around. So anyway, thanks for tuning in. We'll talk later.